Hi guys, I welcome you all to my channel CS Lectures. So in this session we are going to discuss about Kruskal's algorithm. So what is a Kruskal algorithm and what is the use? So all those things I have said it in my previous video. Can you please guess and tell me in which this type of algorithm will come? Yes, you are right. So it is coming in spanning tree. Okay, so I discussed about spanning tree in the previous video and I have mentioned that we are going to discuss two vital and very popular algorithms of spanning tree. So one of it is Kruskal algorithm and another one is Prim's algorithm. So these two are very important algorithms, friends. So you must have a clear idea about these concepts, right? So already I told that we are going to have a quicker manner of learning, that is smarter way of learning, right? So we are not going to see all the concepts of these topics. We are going to take only very important hints and we are going to recollect and we are going to keep it in our mind. Okay, so based on that we are going to prepare for our any type of examinations. So now we are going to discuss about Kruskal algorithm, right? So before discussing these algorithms, I must have to tell you some of the simple steps which we are going to follow in designing this algorithm. Okay, so what is this? Why we want to use this? So it is mainly used for finding the minimum cost that is required for traveling from source to destination in a graph which is being given, right? So before implementing the Kruskal algorithm, I must have to tell you some of the important steps that you must have to follow. That is important and very simple steps which we can easily remember, right? So that I am going to tell you so that it will be easier for you to solve. Right. So after implementing this, I am going to give you another one problem so you can try it by yourself. So while implementing by yourself only, it will be easier for you to solve any type of graphs which they have given it for you, right? So now, what are all the steps that we must have to follow? Very easier one, friends. We are going to start implementing this minimum spanning tree by selecting one of the vertex, right? Then from that vertex, we are going to choose one edge. So how that edge has to be selected? So that edge should have the minimum weight. So that we are selecting. The next one, from the graph, we are just going to find another edge which is having the minimum cost, minimum weight. So that we are going to select. Then next again like this we are just going on implementing the same process by finding the edges having minimum cost one by one. Okay, so after finding all the edges, when we just see that graph will be in the minimum spanning tree format, right? So how we are going to select the edge? So the edges has to be selected in such a case that you should not form a loop. Okay, so what is a loop? So loop is nothing but the edges what all we select should not form a cycle. Okay, so should not form a cycle like this. So that alone you must have to keep in mind. Okay, then another important point you must have to remember while constructing this is the graph is going to move in an disconnected way. So what is disconnected way? The meaning is we are randomly choosing the edges. Okay, we are not following any proper path. We are randomly choosing the edge based on the minimum weight that is being present next. So based on that we are going to construct the graph. So finally if you just find the graph, it will be having n minus 1 edges. So what is n minus 1 edges? That is maximum number of edges that the resultant spanning tree is going to have. So all these things we have discussed in the last video. Okay friends, so now we will go for constructing the spanning tree, right? See, it is very easy friends, please follow. So now this is the graph that is being given. So this graph consists of so many number of vertices and edges. So we are going to reduce the amount of edges that is being present in the graph, and in such a case that it should not be a cyclic graph. Okay, so that we are going to take it in mind. So shall we go for discussion? Right. So friends, now we are going to start for constructing a minimum spanning tree by selecting the edge which is having the minimum cost first. So from this overall graph you find which is having the minimum cost 2, 3. So I think so 2 is having the minimum cost. First I am going to select this. We can mark this, it is for our reference, right? So now let me mark. So from D, okay, so from D if you see it is moving to C. So from D to C, what is the value? It is 2. So I have selected. So what is the next? You just leave this edge. Okay, so now you see the remaining edges which is having the minimum cost. So if you see 3 is having the minimum cost, I think. See, from D to F the edge value is 3. So I am going to select this from D to F. So we can make a movement here. So D to F. Okay, are you all clear? So from D to F we have made a connection. So you just strike it out because this I have selected. So friends, another thing is that each and every time when you select the edge, it should not form a cycle. So that you should have to remember while constructing. Okay, only that easiest thing you should have to remember. Nothing very tedious information you must have to carry it over in your mind. Okay. So among this, now tell me which is having the smallest edge after 2 and 3. So if you see, this is having the smallest edge, right? So from D to E. So I must have to draw a edge. So another thing, keep it in mind that no cycle has to be formed while constructing each and every edge, right? So that you should have to keep it in mind. There is no loop to be formed. So D to E. So what is the weight value? So the weight value is 4. Okay, so now this I have finished. So the next smallest weight is B to A. Okay, so the next smallest weight is B to A. So we are going to select this edge without seeing whether it is connected or disconnected. So in Kruskal algorithm, one of the important point you should have to maintain is that the graph will be moving in a disconnected manner. That is, we are selecting the edge in a random way without seeing its adjacency. Okay. So now from B to A I am going to draw. See, like this I am going to draw. So B to A. B to A. So if you see this edge, this graph will be a separate one. This graph will be a separate one while seeing, but while finishing it, it will have some connectivity. Right. So like this only we are going to construct using Kruskal algorithm. Okay. So now this I have finished. So what is the next edge having the minimum cost? 7, 10, 16, 11, 9. So if you see, this one is having the minimum cost, isn't it? So from, I think this is B, right? So from B to C, we are having the minimum cost. So can I draw like this? Yes, I can draw like this. So B to C, so it is having the minimum cost. Then see, it is not forming any cycle, isn't it? It is not forming any cycle. So next one, after 7, what is the next minimum value? 7, 5. So this we have finished. So next is 8. So next is 8 is the minimum value. So from B to E. So from B to E, can I draw like this? So if I draw like this, what will happen? It is going to form a cycle. See, 1 B to C, D to E, and like this we can move. So like this a cycle should not be formed. Okay friends, see, if I join B to E, you are getting a cyclic representation. So I will never use this edge for connecting. So remove this one. Okay, so now select the next edge. So next edge, if you see, B to D. So B to D, if I see, it is having 9. Okay, so if I join B to D, could you please tell me whether it is a cycle or acyclic graph? So it is going to form a cycle. So this also I am going to leave. So don't select this edge because it is forming a loop. Okay, so what is the next edge? If you see A to C, I think so A to C is having the next edge having the minimum weight. So if I take this and join, what is happening? So this is going to form a cycle, isn't it? So I cannot select this also. Now what is the next weight after 10? So 11. E to F is 11. So if I select this also, what is happening? So I am getting a cycle. So I cannot able to use this also. Okay, then after 11, C to E. If I join like this also, I am getting a cycle. So this also I cannot select. So finally, if you see, this graph has been completed with the construction of a spanning tree. Okay friends, so finally you see we have reached the conclusion. Okay, I think so it will be easier for you, isn't it? So very easy for finding the minimum cost randomly and constructing the graph. Okay friends, this is the resultant spanning tree. So now we are going to find what is the overall cost to travel from any source to destination, right? So add all the weights that we have to, right? So 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. What will be the answer? So 5 plus 7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. If you just add it, what will be the answer? 7 plus 5, 12, 14, 18, 21. So this is the minimum cost required to travel from any source to destination. I think so it will be very easier for you to solve this type of a question. Right friends? So now find out how many number of edges that is being present. So if you just calculate and see, as I told in the last class, if you find the total number of edges that is being present in the spanning tree, it is n minus 1, isn't it? So n minus 1. So what is n? So n stands for total number of vertices. So it is 6 minus 1, it is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So friends, so like this only you must have to solve if they have given any type of a problem. So this is the easiest way of solving this question. Okay, so now I am going to give you one question. So you must have to solve and give me the answer in the comment section. That is the minimum cost and how many number of edges that will be present at the end of constructing this spanning tree. I think so you will be doing it, right? So now I am going to give you the question. So friends, this is the question. So you must have to solve and give me the answer. Then one more important point you must have to see in this graph. Okay, so here the edges weight, one of the two edges weight are similar. At this case, what you will do? You can select any one of the edge. Okay, so both are having the same priority, isn't it? So you can choose any one of the edge, but the thing is that it should not form a loop. So that only you must have to keep it in mind. Okay friends? So that's all in the session. So I request you all to please subscribe my channel because it will be a great motivation for all of us because we are working as a team friends, right? So in the next class we are going to discuss with Prim's algorithm. It is also a very important one, right? Bye.